First Baptist Church of Donna. It is so good to come to you again to share God's Word. I hope that each and every one of you are being safe. I hope that you're being careful. I hope that most of all, that you're taking this time to spend time with family and to bring Jesus back into the center of your home. Keep your eyes on Him. Focus on Christ and know that He will see us through all of our situation. We serve an awesome God. He's alive and He's well. He's sitting on the right hand of the Father, and He's interceding for you and for me right now. And we want to continue to pray for our leaders. We want to continue that God will move in a mighty way, that the Spirit of the Lord will spread throughout our nation. We just pray for the reign of grace over everyone. And we just thank you for God's grace and mercy that He shows us. If you will just bow your head with me this morning. Father, we just thank you and we praise you, and you're welcome wherever we might be at this time. Holy Spirit, that you will move throughout the nation and touch your people. And Father God, that people will hear your word and know the truth. And Lord, as Christians, that we will show love, that we will show kindness, and that we will be merciful. And Father God, that we will show your love to those around us. And Lord, whoever hears this word will be set free, that they will be delivered, because you are our deliverer, you are our redeemer, you are our King, you are our Lord. And we rejoice and we praise and magnify your name. Have your way in a mighty way in Jesus' name. Church, I just want to encourage you to continue to rejoice and thank God. Continue to look unto Him, from which cometh your help, for your help comes from the Lord who created the heavens and the earth. Feeling weak, downcast, and overburdened? If so, Jesus can give you the power to be an overcomer. All we have to do, run into His arms, and He will protect us. Make sure that you put on the armor of God. Allow the Holy Spirit to fill you with joy, unspeakable joy. Today we hear more about anxiety and emotional behavior. We need to be aware of these emotions. When we do not get anxious, we need to remember what God's word tells us. Proverbs 12:25. Anxiety in the heart of man causes depression. But listen to this part. But a good word makes it glad. Be an encourager today. Go and encourage someone and tell them how good God is. We need to remind our friends and loved ones that God has us in His mighty right hand. Let us encourage one another in songs, hymns, and scripture. Continue telling everybody, Philippians 4:6-7, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication. With thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. To stay in perfect peace and be in our right mind, we have to remain in prayer continuously. We may not understand what is happening around us in the world. We may even question, where is God? How can a loving God allow chaos and destruction? I want to tell each person watching this video or listening, God is right in the midst of this storm. He is waiting for us to cry out to Him. Psalms 86:5, for you, Lord, are good and ready to forgive, and abundant in loving kindness to all who call upon the name of the Lord. If you are in trouble, call on the Lord. Psalms 50:15, call upon me in the day of trouble. I shall rescue you, and you will honor me. Don't honor man. Don't put your hope in man. Put your hope in God and honor God for bringing you through the darkness, for bringing you through your trials and tribulation. We have to honor God, for it was God that has given us the strength to overcome whatever adversity that we may be facing. Acts 22:21, and it shall be that everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. He will guard our hearts and mind. You see that? He will guard our hearts and mind if we allow him to be our protector. I encourage you to cast your anxiety on our Redeemer. 1 Peter 5:7. Cast all your cares upon him, for he cares for us. See, everybody's trying to put their care on this person or that person or the government or this entity or that entity. But I want to tell you right now, you need to cast your care on Jesus, who will see you through. He is our healer and deliverer. Allow God to heal you emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Once you get your healing, it will enable him to be your armor of power. We have to stay in his word day and night, for the word is a light into our pathway. He is the light that protects us in the night. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into and they are saved. If you want to be saved, run to Jesus. Run into his arms. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10 and 11. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. If you're feeling overburdened, run to God and listen to his words. His name will comfort us, guard and protect us from the wiles of the devil, and even protect us from our own selves. God will help you and me to be overcomers. Right now, all of us are facing uncertain challenges in our lives. We may be wondering when places will reopen. Will I have a job? Will I be able to see the doctor? Will I have enough food for my family, etc., etc., etc.? Our Elohim, God of power and might, is our Jehovah Jireh. The Lord will provide. He is our shepherd. We shall not want. He maketh us to lay down in green pastures. Know that our Lord will see us through the darkness. We may feel like we are in the darkness, but let me tell you, our God is the light that illuminates the darkness. He will bring us out of darkness into his marvelous light to give us the victory. 1 Peter 1:3. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who according to his abundant mercy has begotten us again to a living hope through the resurrection of Christ Jesus from the dead. He is alive. Alive, alive, alive forevermore. My Jesus is alive. Sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah, for he is alive. Our victory comes from the transformation of the Son of God. Relinquish all your anxiety, worries, pain, sorrow, and uncertainty upon Jesus, who is our healer, our deliverer, our redeemer, our friend and protector. Allow God to anoint us with oil of gladness as we walk in faith and light of his word. In times like these, we need a Savior. In times like this, the church needs to be a light for those who have fallen. It is our time to be faithful and stand strong and true to the word of God. Everything around us changes, but the word of God never changes. The armor of God is our protection from emotional anguish. We will prevail, for he is our source of strength and power. With the Lord on our side, whom do we need to be afraid? Psalms 27 verse 1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Whom shall I be afraid? We do not need to be frightened if we put our trust in God. Psalms 108 verse 13. With God, we will gain the victory and will trample down our enemies. With the Lord as our protector and wearing the armor of God as overcomers, we can stand against all enemies, withstand all attacks, to quench every fiery darts of Satan. It is a blessing to know that as we stand and wait on the Lord, he will fight our battles. We have to let go. We got to let go. Quit controlling everything and allow God to be control of our lives. We need to believe that God alone has it under control. Stay watchful. Know his voice. I want you to know, be strong and let us be overcomers through the blood of Jesus Christ. Don't let your heart be troubled. You believe in God, also believe in me. This is Jesus is saying. And now I want you to know, let us not get caught up emotionally about how things are going and not going. We need to believe that God alone has it under control. Stay watchful. Know his voice. Do not be deceived, and stay in constant prayer. In closing, we must live a prudent life. What is prudent? Merriam-Webster dictionary defines prudence: the ability to govern and discipline oneself by the use of reason. Listen what Proverbs 2 verse 9 and 11. Then you will understand what right and just and fair every good path is. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. I hope each and every one of you will go to that scripture, that you will put it on your refrigerator, that you will write it in your calendar, that you will highlight it in your Bible, that we will live a prudent life. Let's be careful. Let's be wise. So make good choices to live a prudent life at this time. Be safe. Be careful. And know that God is in control. Let's not put ourselves in a situation that now we find ourselves in harm's way, because the Bible does tell me that God has made a way of escape. Now it's up to us if we want to choose to escape. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. Let me sing this song over all of you. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. My heavenly Father watches over me. He just doesn't watch over me, he watches over you too. Go in victory, go rejoicing and thanking God. Take this time to get our house in order. Jesus is coming soon. Will you, will I be ready when he comes? Heavenly Father, we just thank you. We thank you for your word. We pray, Lord, that we will hear what you had to say to us and that we will apply it. And Father, that we will share your word with those around us. For your word is hope. Your word is life. Your word is reassurance. Your word does so much for us. And Father, we come right now. We pray for our president on down to our local government. We pray for these men and women that are in leadership. Lord, we pray that they will remember that they are supposed to be servants and that they serve the people, not themselves. We pray that the spirit of greed will be broken. And Father, that we will share your word to those that are in need. Father, those that are hungry, that they will be fed. Those that are naked will be clothed. Those that are brokenhearted, that their hearts will be mended. Those that are lost will be found. We thank you. We pray, Father God, that our evangelical ministers will get back into the word of God and put our eyes back on you and preach your word with love, that it will convict all of us. And Lord, if we have done or said anything wrong, forgive us. And those that are sick, heal them. I thank you for hearing our prayer. Thank you for answering our prayer. And we honor you and we magnify your name. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless you, and hopefully, I'll see you again soon. God bless you. May God shine his face upon you. May God shine his countenance towards you. May he be gracious and give you peace. As you start this new week, rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. God bless you.